Not too long ago, I was in your shoes. I didn't know much about the career of physical therapy, so I tried to research online, and most of the articles just painted this picture of physical therapy as a great career with great pay and overall high job satisfaction, but not one of them gave me any ideas or reasons why I shouldn't go to PT school, and that's why we're here today. I'm going to share the top 5 reasons not to go to PT school. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tim Fraticelli, and on this channel we love talking about personal finance and ways to improve your financial health, especially if you're a physical therapist. But even if you're not a PT, I'd love for you to stick around and subscribe because I think you'll find these videos to be helpful. Okay, let me be clear. I'm not trying to convince you to not be a PT. If you want to be a physical therapist, I think that's awesome. It's a great career. There's a ton of potential in the career. But here's the thing. Like any other career or decision to go to grad school, you need to think about both sides of the question, the pros and the cons, and the reasons to go into the career, and to be honest about the reasons not to go into the career. And that's what we're talking about today. So the first reason not to go into PT school is this. You didn't get into med school, and physical therapy is a doctorate degree, so you'll still be a doctor. Hey, if your goal is to be a doctor and to help people in the medical field, I applaud your ambition and your drive to achieve your goals. And yes, a physical therapist with a DPT, they are a doctor of physical therapy. There's no question about that. I talk about it in this video up here, but if your goal is to achieve the prefix doctor before your name, and you like the idea of physical therapy school because it's only 3 years, and you don't have to spend as much time like you do in med school, and you still get to be called a doctor, I think you're missing the big picture here. It's not about being called a doctor of anything, and some of you need to hear that. Some of you are looking at physical therapy because you didn't get into med school, and you like the idea of being called a doctor of something, and that's driving your decision to pursue physical therapy, and that's just not a strong enough reason to go into physical therapy, especially with the high costs of student loans, which we'll talk about here in a minute. It's not that I don't want you to be a physical therapist or a doctor of physical therapy. I've got plenty of videos on why I enjoy being a physical therapist, how to get into PT school, and all of that, but you deserve to hear both sides of the discussion, not just the positive sides or the feel-good reasons to become a PT, so that's why we're talking about this today. Okay, the second reason why you shouldn't go to PT school is this. You only got into one PT school, and that's going to cost you over $100,000 in student loans. Look, it's exciting to get that acceptance letter, especially if you've applied to multiple places and you end up only getting one letter, but just because you received an acceptance letter from a program, it doesn't mean that you 100% need to jump on this opportunity. Don't let that scarcity mentality drive your decision to become a physical therapist or anything for that matter. If your only options are to go to an expensive PT school that will end up costing you $100,000, $150,000, or $200,000 or more in student loans, that's just not a good option. In all honesty, a better option is to assess the return on your investment by comparing the cost of that program to the average salary of a PT, which we talk about in a video up here. We call that your debt to income ratio. And in a perfect world, I'd love for you to graduate without any student loans, and that is possible if you pursue physical therapy through the military, or you work for a couple of years and save some money and apply to an affordable state school. But deciding to go to an insanely expensive PT school because it's the only school that accepted you this year, that's absolutely not a good reason to go into PT school. You're better off financially to take off another year and to work and to save money, and then to apply to a state school and avoid taking out student loans more than one time your potential salary as a PT, which is about $65,000 to $75,000 for new grads. So take the time to think about the return on your investment and don't just jump on the opportunity because it's the only school that accepted you this year. Okay, number 3, the third reason why you shouldn't go to PT school is this. You're laid off and you might as well. No one should ever add a ton of student loan debt because they might as well. I get it, if you're not happy with your job or you're just itching to do something new, the idea of becoming a physical therapist can really feel like a great way to escape your current situation. I shared a video a while back called I Don't Know What to Do With My Life, and there are a lot of people who struggle with this question, and many of them learn about physical therapy and think that it's the ticket to job satisfaction and career fulfillment. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's a lot of PTs out there who don't want to be a PT anymore. They're frustrated with their work, the increased workload due to cuts in reimbursement, and other frustrations that are just really challenging in this career. But you're going to have that in every career. Physical therapy isn't immune to any of these frustrations before you go into PT school because you're out of work and you might as well, or you're frustrated with your current job. I'd challenge you to consider different reasons because honestly, those aren't good reasons to go into PT school or to become a physical therapist. Hey look, we have 2 more reasons, and I'm sorry this video isn't a feel-good video about physical therapy career or personal finance, but it's real. This is the advice that I wish was out there 8 years ago when I started to look at PT as a career option, and it's not that I regret my decision. I talk about that in a video on this channel, But I think it's just so important to get the full story about physical therapy out there, not just those warm, fuzzy feeling articles that throw PT in the top 10 jobs for career satisfaction. It's important to look at both sides of the discussion, so let's move on to number 4. And if you're finding this video to be helpful, can you give it a thumbs up so I know that you made it this far? Okay, the 4th reason not to go to physical therapy school is this. You think physical therapy is a recession-proof job. If anything, we've learned how vulnerable the profession is to economic downturns and unforeseen challenges like the pandemic in 2020, because the traditional career in physical therapy, it's very much a hands-on career, and like so many other careers, physical therapists have adapted the way that they provide care to people within the clinic this year. And yes, there's no question that a lot of smart physical therapists have adapted very well, and they've come up with new ways to impact people online through telehealth and in a lot of different ways. But for the majority of physical therapists out there who work in clinics across the country, they're feeling the added pressure of tight budgets, decreased reimbursements, and just overall uncertainty with the economy. The point is this: don't tell yourself that physical therapy is a recession-proof job and that's a good reason to apply to PT school. Yes, physical therapy is growing, but so are jobs in technology or finance and other industries outside of healthcare. Be sure to keep this in mind as you think about jobs that may be impacted by recessions or other economic factors, and don't rank that so highly in your decision to become a physical therapist or to pursue physical therapy school. Okay, and on to number 5, which is probably the most common bad reason why people think they should go into PT school, even if they don't come out right away and say it. That reason is because they feel pressured to go into PT school because of their college major. Hey, if you studied kinesiology or exercise science or athletic training in college and you're not sure what else to do, that's not really a good reason to say, well, I guess I should pursue physical therapy because I can't really do anything else with this major. Look, that's absolutely not true. Your major, it doesn't matter for a lot of jobs out there. The fact that you have a bachelor's degree will satisfy the requirements for many entry-level jobs in technology or finance or healthcare or a lot of other careers, and for most entry-level jobs, you'll learn skills on the job, so don't let your major keep you from exploring different career options. If you're not 100% set on becoming a physical therapist, don't feel pressured because of your college major to go to physical therapy grad school. And for those who are considering physical therapy but you don't have a science degree, that's also okay too, because your major really doesn't matter at all. So don't let your college major or your undergrad degree play such a big role in your decision to become a physical therapist or go to PT school. Hey, there are plenty of good reasons why you might want to be a physical therapist, and if you're interested to watch the top 10 reasons why I would be a physical therapist again, you can check out that video right here. Thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.